Hello and welcome to the Baerly Rehearsed Workshop. My name is Pat Baer, and I'm here to work on a Lego set and then build a model kit, and of course, to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote, and the Tier 2 Blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber to the Baerly Rehearsed Workshop, you can throw any of those emotes into chat. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can just say hi or use other people's emotes, maybe a global emote or emote from a stream that you do subscribe to. Or if you just want to be a lurker, you can also do that. Aristophan is here. Ghost Valve is here. Hello to both of you. Welcome. This is the last build stream of the month. There's one more stream tomorrow that is video game related and not building related. But this is the last one. Harold is here of the month, I should say. Not the last one, the last one of the month. Harold's here. Mr. Bob is here. Lastbrick is here. Lord Crash says, hey, Pat, and is here as well. Welcome, all of you. We got a stellar group of folks right now. We've got a lot of subscribers here in chat, which is great for me. And it's great for you to be here, too. But that's good for your friend, Pat. I hope you're all doing well out there. Tonight's agenda, we've got Zane's Golden Dragon Jet. It's a Lego set. We built almost all of it on Saturday. We got to finish the fight tonight on that. And then on after that, we're going to take a look over Pat's last stream of the month. Indeed, the last build stream of the month, because I am there. The last day of January is tomorrow, so the last stream of the month will be tomorrow. It's the last build stream of the month. Doesn't mean anything. Don't worry about it. We got the Red Rider high grade. Hey, welcome, Lycidas. Happy to have you here. Yeah, so I've got the Red Rider high grade. This is it is a mobile suit from a video game. We built the White Rider and the Black Rider last year. This is the Red Rider. It is the fourth of the Riders. The Pale Rider I've never built. That was a kit from the year 2013. Here's a fun fact. The Pale Rider is the first ever from the ground up premium kit. Premium Bandai kits are traditionally modifications of previous kits that have already existed with some new bells and whistles and new parts created, but not from the ground up. The Pale Rider from the ground up was an exclusive and existed for Premium Bandai. And then they made the White Rider and the Black Rider, and now the Red Rider, which are the four riders of the apocalypse, I guess. They're mobile suits that are like the sub-bosses, I guess, in a video game that I've never played. But the thing about the Red Rider is it has a big sword. It's got a big red sword, and it's cool looking. And the nice thing about one of the cool things about the Rider kits is they give you different stickers depending on what mode you want them to be in. Which in this case is just like, do I want red stickers or green stickers? And the answer is red. We're going to go all red everything on this kit. And it's going to look dope as hell. Why does it have an orange shield? I don't know. The kit is white and red, mostly. A little bit of gray. But then it also has, for some reason, it's got that orange shield. It's odd. I don't know why. But yeah, I'm excited to work on that kit. We're going to start by finishing up on some Lego. Tonight's agenda also includes talking about a manga that I have finished reading. A rare thing on the Baerly Rehearsed Workshop, where I talk about a manga that I have completed. Usually I'm talking like 10, 15 chapters in. In this case, I read all the chapters because it wasn't that long of a story. We're going to talk about some anime in the second hour. Wrestling talk, video game talk. Plamo Weekender is tweeting. More details about that coming. My involvement in that in the air? Question mark. We don't know. We do know that it will be Plamo Long Weekender because it's going to be a 4-night affair with one night spilling like 24-hour instead of like start Friday and Sunday. It's going to be like Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday into Sunday. Which is better for everyone involved. We do want it to be an international affair, but it was kind of hard to get everything scheduled. And then hopefully it'll build by being a longer weekend. But anyway, Plamo Weekender, it's got a magical girl theme. That doesn't mean that every builder is going to do something magical girl related. Mine is a cool looking kit that I have in mind if I actually end up doing it. At the very least, I am helping to promote the event, and I will be hopefully making a podcast appearance or two to promote said event, trying to get the word out, that kind of thing. Um, but I don't know if I'm gonna actually be building in it, depending on the because they do want to bring in new people and all that. So we don't know. I'm not like demanding that I be part of it, but I would like to be because it's fucking fun. I will say I have a kit in mind. I have not bought cards because if I do get picked to do it, I will be opening packs of trading card games and movie cards and all that nonsense. But I haven't gone and bought those yet because if I don't get picked, I don't want to have those in my possession. All right, I'm going to reply to my own tweet, see if we can get a few more friends to join us. I don't know why I wrote '05 there. I meant to put on deck and said I wrote on deck '05. Whatever, I don't care. I don't care enough. All right, let's go to the overhead. Boom, overhead. Lego. We got our our flight pod. This is Zane, I imagine, because this is as mentioned in here. This is Zane's golden dragon jet. So I believe this is Zane piloting the dragon jet, and then this is the main component. These will snap together when we're done. This has a fun gimmick where the wing can open and it gets smaller and wider, and then longer, and which is fun. I like that. That's a fun mechanic. We got to flip this over. Also, we got what I assume is the villain, which has a scythe, which rules. And then we got this person with, like, literal bat wings. Maybe this is Zane. I don't know. I don't know who Zane is. I've never watched a second of Ninjago, be it movie or cartoon stuff or anything. I've only built Ninjago kits, or Ninjago. I don't even know. But I've only built the kits because a lot of them fucking kick ass, and I want to build them. So let's speaking of kick ass, let's put on these cool kick ass parts here. All right. Also shout out to Fishes who followed me today, and that's a great username. Shout outs to you, Fishes. That's a weird name that I like. All right, we're gonna put these on here. Let me go. They want me to close this up or open this up some here. So we'll do that. This goes like that. And that goes like that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, no, that goes, yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think this is how they want it. Yeah. All right. I'm figuring this out. I'm getting it. I understand what they want from me, I think. Anyway, what are we going to talk about tonight? So let's start with this. So you may remember previously, I believe on Thursday's stream, we talked about a Steam game that went up for sale for $2,000. It was not a mistake. The cost was $2,000 to buy this Steam game called The Hidden and Unknown, which was apparently a visual novel game made by an independent developer who goes by Pro X. And it felt fishy. I mean, the actual content of it seemed bad and nonsense and like bottom tier intro to like men's rights activism nonsense. It just seemed like misguided and foolish. And why was it $2,000? And I had my speculations on it. Now, a statement has been made by the developer who was like interviewed for Kotaku, which we included. But then they put a statement out on the Steam page that said, for this reason, I made sure that I wasn't promoting. That's how the statement starts. For this reason, I made sure I wasn't promoting any misogyny or transphobia. And those words are in quotation marks. Which look, do I know exactly why this person decided that this needed quotation marks? I have my guess, but I don't want to put words in their mouth. I'll let them use their own stupid words before I put words in their mouth. I'll let them dig their own grave. Oh, Bad Gunpla is raiding with a party of 26. What's up, Raiders? How we doing tonight? I'm Pat Baer. I just started my stream a little while ago tonight. I build model kits and Lego sets. I hope you will hit the follow button and hang out. Right now, we'll go to the overhead. I am working on a Lego set. We're finishing up Zane's Golden Dragon Jet. And then we're going to start the Red Rider High Grade, which is a premium Bandai kit with a big old sword, which we're big fans of around here. We talked a little bit at the top of the stream about the Plastic Model Weekender and how we're getting ready to go into that, which is going to be very fun. But yeah, let's get into more Lego here. I was talking about a bad Look, you know what? That's unfair of me. I can't tell you that The Hidden and the Unknown is a bad video game. I haven't played the game. I haven't watched footage of the game being played. I should not speak on the quality of The Hidden and the Unknown, which is available on Steam for the low price of $2,000. Now, is it $2,000 because of some sort of gotcha social experiment by the creator of said game? In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, this is not a money laundering. Yes, $2,000. There have been expensive games that people have always wondered, why is that game so expensive? Is it somebody who didn't miss the decimal point and meant to charge like $20 or $2 and instead it's $2,000? I don't know. In some instances, people have believed that these are that this is a way to use stolen credit cards, or perhaps it's a way to some other way of moving currency around, right? And in other instances, it's been like, oh, this is like a placeholder for developers because nobody would spend that money ever on a game, so you don't know what the contents are. But here's the thing. We talked about this on Thursday when we were reading this Kotaku article, that you don't have to spend... First off, you could spend $2,000 and then just play through the whole game, because apparently it's very short, and then request your money back. You could just do that. But you don't have to do that if you have one of the journalist accounts that Steam used to offer. They don't offer it as much anymore. But there are people of a certain era in games journalism that don't have to pay for games. I don't know. I think you can click a thing. I think you actually have to click a thing saying you don't want that to happen. But I don't believe devs by default do that, because why wouldn't they want people to talk about their game? Unless they have a fundamental mistrust of games journalists, I guess. But also, they don't really... That's a thing that you have to have. They're not doing new stuff for that. So, anyway, we talked about this and how it was this weird game about a guy talking to himself in the past, trying to warn him about how about in the future, the population was decimated because men are weak and women have become masculine. It was very low tier, really suspect nonsense men's rights bullshit. And how it was basically the main character is a lonely guy that doesn't have friends, and doesn't have any interest. Women don't have any interest in him, and how he needs to step up to make that to make things better for himself. That's basically the gist of this complete and utter nonsense video game, with a long opening scroll of text explaining the game that is unskippable. Anyway, the developer of The Hidden and the Unknown, I made sure I wasn't promoting any misogyny or transphobia. That's what they say. They put those words were in quotation marks. So make of that what you will, as they say that. Okay, we got to put this like this. Sorry. Get some Lego here as we read this. As I read this, all that was necessary is to come up with. Oh, sorry. Just making up a sci-fi story that mentioned that there are only two genders that we can use for reproduction, which, as we all know, biologically present in all mammals, which is a way to. Okay, we don't. Again, we're not going to get. We're not going to dive too deep into this person's nonsense. All that was necessary is to come up with a story of an alternate future in which we would come extinct because of the fact that we no longer reproduce sexually as we were designed to do by millions of years of evolution. Hey, I'm going to say right now, it is pleasantly surprising that this person believes in evolution. I'll be that is as generous as I can get in this conversation. But I will say, mildly surprising that this person at least is not questioning evolution. There is nothing controversial about the story itself. And it was just about a young boy trying to figure out his way of life. And since no one could play the game during the height of the hype, which is untrue, you just either have to spend $2,000 or have access to it. So that's just false, but that's the narrative. So we'll go with that. No one could check out if there was nothing crazy about it. This is what we call the perfect storm. Ooh, this was a perfect storm. So what did I manage to verify? It's almost as if this video game costing $2,000 was some sort of social experiment by a nonsense person. I think I might have been accurate in my reading of this on Thursday. Well, the media did indeed twist the story to their own agenda, which you can see here. I also sent the game to a woke, and they were linking to the Kotaku article about how the game is bad. I also sent the game to a woke Steam curator as a temperature check about 2 months before the release itself. After the curator did as I expected by posting a biased review, I was given a green light to continue with my plan. So if we dig into that for even a moment, basically, this was a gotcha. Now, the idea that, the simple idea that anything can be objective is ridiculous. Objective video game reviews are non-existent. So we can throw that out the window. Also, calling it a plan is very hilarious. So what assumptions can we make about this particular person? We can make the easy assumption that this person, this was a plan all along by this person to have this gotcha thing where they were like, I made this like perfectly fine game and everyone overreacted. Keep in mind that is not true. This is not a perfectly fine, easily acceptable game with no flaws. It is not just a story based on biology. It is utter nonsense. But also, you don't have to spend $2,000 to find out. And the part that I'm like, also you send it to a woke Steam curator, and it's like, what does this person think that means? Like, what makes that Steam curator woke? Like, it's interesting, right? Like, that's something we could talk about a little bit. I can kind of extrapolate a little bit. Like, is it the kind of games they play? Is it the kind of feedback they give to games that they have curated? Is it what's in their list? Is it that they're just a person with values different from the creator of the game? Who, again, is just doing a baseline. Clearly nothing they're saying is misogynistic or transphobic. They're the default, so this person is the other, yada, 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 bullshit. But it is interesting to think about these things. And you don't make your game $2,000 because you want to sell a video game. You make it a reasonably priced game. Also, I should point out, this is nothing new, of course, but there's a fucking market for a game like this. It sucks that that's true, but there is. We finished this kit, by the way, so I'm going to take a couple photos, but we finished this cool kit. I can do... Yeah. We do like that, and then it looks cool. Move these around. But yeah. We've got the long way on this, and then we've got the shorter battle way. But yeah, we have finished this kit. I got a bunch of extra pieces, which is always fun, which I'll just push aside for now and deal with that later. But I'm going to take a couple photos of this cool Lego set before we get into a cool model kit. But I do want to say, like, this kind of like, actually, I'll point this out. Good night, Harold. Thanks for hanging out. The thing that actually hurts this game from possibly for a couple dollars selling to a market of nonsense people, that's me being charitable, that want something like this, that are looking for this kind of content. It might actually hurt the creator that this is a visual novel, because that might be a turnoff to people that think that visual novels made by the West, not in Japan, but visual novels made by the West have a perception these days of being the realm of the woke. So let me take a photo of our progress on this Lego set. So it's totally possible that great. And then I'm going to take a photo in battle mode. Like this. We got our two photos in. So it is totally possible that our there we go. Cool. It is totally possible that this person, Pro X team, could have made some money on this video game. Selling for a reasonable price, there would be people who'd be like, "Oh, it's a visual novel of some sort, and it's, you know, exploring this idea of a guy who's getting information from himself in the future, in a terrible future that he needs to prevent." There would be complete nonsense people that might be interested in supporting something like that. So it's kind of funny that this person, instead of making any kind of money on their game, instead just proved to be an asshole and an idiot. And it's just like, okay, well, you win, I guess. You really showed the media that your terrible video game was terrible. I do not believe that this will be the last. I do not think this is the last time we will see coverage of an expensive game, because I think other people will probably try to follow suit and have in the past. And there's always going to be an interest in this kind of nonsense. Lord Crasher says, Discotech Media is announcing new stuff right now over on, over beyond Twitter, I guess. Yeah, they're putting in some new stuff. That is not necessarily, I will say this, Discotech does great work. I always like following along with what they're doing. I am not a physical media sort of person. So that prevents me from being incredibly jazzed about their stuff, because I'm not looking for boutique DVDs or Blu-rays. But it is cool. It's cool that they exist. Oh, they're on. They're doing it. They're doing a live stream, and then they're also putting up there. Okay. Neon Knights. Okay. Some martial arts films. That's fun. Cool. Oh yeah, they get some martial arts stuff. Some Yakuza, Shogun Samurai. Okay. That's fun. Oh, yeah, Lupin. Yep, they have old Lupin stuff. That is their jam. Good for them. Yeah, okay. That's fun. Okay, yeah, cool stuff. But again, not necessarily my jam, because I am not particularly interested in that kind of... Yeah, they're releasing another Lupin special. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, let's get into the Red Rider. This is the Red Rider High Grade. We've done the Black Rider and the White Rider, and now it's the Red Rider's turn. We'll start with the chest. Again, this kit begins its life in 2013 as the Pale Rider, and then last year, new components made, 2022. We have some different modes. We've got some different stickers. We are going to go with all of these stickers. I could just separate, I might actually do that. I might just separate all of these because we're going to be using all of these. So I'm probably just going to make sure that my blade is right here. I might just cut these out so that I don't grab them by accident. I won't throw these away, especially if I fuck up one of these, then I can just use the other. But it is cool that we have the options. Lashbrook says, we're really starting to approach going back to the days of owning it physically or just resorting to piracy, I think. Yeah, I mean, for me anyway, maybe more the latter than the former. I do not advocate piracy. I do not say, but if the people that we are paying to, that used to give us access to things, pull that access away, and it does not end up somewhere else. If the barrier to entry from people that are willing to spend money goes away, then people will find ways to get the thing they want. The best barrier to piracy that exists is ease of access. You know, that's all it is. Now, there will be people who will pirate anything all the time forever, right? Steam was never going to work because people want to pirate PC games, right? Crunchyroll was never going to work because people can just torrent stuff. Why would you put up, if it wouldn't sell on a DVD, if people wouldn't buy it on DVD, why would you put it on the internet and charge money? That doesn't make any sense. We've seen that is not the case, and that there are certainly people out there looking for ways to spend their money on the things that they want to support, right? Of course, there are people that doesn't matter. The I'm always going to pirate guy is the most annoying person on the planet. Indeed. Lord Gratian says, I saw there was a physical release for Carol on Tuesday that was over $60 for the 2 seasons they made, and was surprised by that. And that is intentionally gendered, says Mr. Bob. Yes. Yeah, there's a pirate person out there. We can make some assumptions that they might be indeed traditionally and specifically, and generalize that they are most likely a pirate guy. That is the realm of that. You know, for me, like, I like having a Crunchyroll subscription. I like having a High Dive subscription. There are shows that I would probably watch. It wouldn't look moment to moment, day and date. Not easy, right? But like at this very moment, if I wanted to watch all the Bleach that came out, which I don't have Hulu. By the way, it's in Disney Plus the rest of the world. If you want to watch Bleach, you can just watch it out of Hulu. All of the Disney Plus acquisitions are Hulu acquisitions in the United States. I don't know if that's true for Canada, but it is true for the United States. So if you want to watch it on Hulu, you can. That's a side note, but I did want to say that on a stream at least, because I was incorrect in my information on that. But anyway, more to the point, if I wanted to watch Bleach without having a Hulu subscription or a Disney Plus subscription or access to it, borrow it from a friend or anything like that, it's not hard for me to do that. It would not be difficult for me to make that happen. In the same way that if I wanted to watch, maybe not everything on Crunchyroll or High Dive, because you have to look at like what gets, or Netflix, you have to look at like what gets ripped and what goes up and what sites you can use that are legitimate, and all that, and who's putting that stuff together. Hulu doesn't exist in Canada. Well, there you go, Lashbrook. Sharks 2K says, we're all trying to find the pirate guy, says the guy wearing a rag with a beard. Yes, I do have a bandana on right now. And that is not lost on me that I am currently wearing a bandana talking about pirates. I get you. I understand what you're saying. If anime generally used movies anywhere like many movies do, it would make me more willing to buy Blu-rays to have streaming and disc as an option. So that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. I had not That had not fully occurred to me that might be a selling point for some people because I'm more of the like. I hope the people that I like end up. I hope the people that I'm already supporting end up with the rights to this thing so that I can watch it on their service. Is generally how I look at things like that. But yeah, I mean like your more boutique stuff. Okay, is this Q1 4? Sorry, everybody. Give me a second here. That is 4. Okay. Is this P15? Yes. Because this should sit in this, and it's not. And that makes me wonder if... No, that is P15. P15 is right there. P14. That's P16 there. Yeah, so... Okay, so... Is this upside down? Is this supposed to... No, okay. So give me a second here. This is I've worked on a variation of this because we've done the white and the black rider. So like this shouldn't be like weird to put together, but I have to like kind of familiarize myself with this kit and get used to it. And the premium Bandai kits instruction books are often, pretty thin on details because they are thin in general. So that looks like it fits in. It beds in. So maybe I need to do this upside. No, that doesn't seem right. And that doesn't seem right. This seems like the only way to go. But this makes it look like this is like flat on here. And it doesn't appear to be. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? It's fun. Anyway, yeah, I mean, like the piracy conversation is big. And it is not something that I have prepared to talk about tonight, and I am not fully within my element. All right, I think this looks okay. We're going to find out real quick if I have assembled this incorrectly when I put in P13. So we'll see. I think I just did this right, and maybe just the art doesn't look quite correct. I don't know. I should talk about... This is a quick thing. IGN put out a message today saying exclusive. Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony won't be part of E3 2023. Now, this is not necessarily a new thing, but and it is not it is not necessarily a new thing, right? That some of the big ones are not on the show floor. But it also is not uncommon for some big events to have the big companies to be around for E3. And it's making it seem like that might not be the case this time. That Xbox is going to do something online around there. And Xbox is on the ESA, which is interesting, but they're not going to be there. But it looks like they might not have any of that. And they seemed like they might be there this year. But also, neither of them... Nintendo has been on the show floor before. PlayStation has been on the show floor. Xbox has been on the show floor. Xbox pulled out... yeah, I mean, Mr. Bob, that is interesting. Like, right? Like, how does the ESA respond to the fact that these big companies are not going to be there? Like, how do they roll with that information? Like, I don't know. ReedPop made a statement because, ReedPop is putting on E3 now. So now we get ReedPop statements. Though we appreciate that we could have been more transparent to questions for which we were still finalizing the answers. But they gave a non-thing of just like, hey, we're working hard to make... Hey, you know what? We're working hard here. That's basically their statement was like, whew, we're doing what we can, y'all. We're trying to make this work. That's basically their statement. Let's see. But yeah, like, having any of them there. So I was mostly neutral in the org. Yeah. Is E3 going to be LA PAX? I mean, Mr. Bob, that's the goal. I mean, they were trying to do that before Reed got involved. But yeah, I mean, so like, it's not going to. PAX is not the right one. The right one is comparison is Comic-Con. Because Comic-Con, there's business that happens at Comic-Cons, but also there's a lot of money that changes hands between people and companies. So like that's the goal, is to make E3 a industry showcase, but also an event that people want to go to and spend money at. That to me feels like more of like what they're angling for with this kind of decision. So less of like the fun family, like cool time you gotta get to E3 PAX event, and more like the like, hey, what are we gonna buy? What are we gonna see? What are we gonna experience? Kind of like Comic-Con vibes. That is my interpretation anyway. We got a lot. We got to get into some stickers. We got a lot of stickers to do. Of course, we're going to use all these here. We've decided to use the Arius mode versions, I believe. So we'll be doing that. We'll get into that there. Let's see. Obviously, Sony has been skipping those things and doing online, but like, the hope would be like, and also a lot of people were just like, there's like, the big thing they're hearing is that like everything is on fire right now, and like there's a lot of people are like, hey, so what is going to happen at this E3? How is this E3 going to be different? Who's coming? And they don't, apparently people who are, that they've been trying to book for this, companies have been getting like non-answers, which is bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this E3 looks like. I don't know who comes. I don't know who are the big companies there. I don't know how ticket sales will be for. Look, here's the thing, right? Even if it's bad, there are people that want to go to an E3. That the idea of, they've heard about it for so many years, the idea of that. Now, the last public E3 that had the public component, people came out feeling like there wasn't enough for them. And I think that that has been attempted to be, that problem is attempted to be solved by having reproduced, to give it like an event. Like, I know people at I'll say this. I have not talked to anyone about it. I do know people who are working on E3 from Reed. So I fully believe that they are working hard on having something for people, more than has been there previously. Now, that does not translate to, are people with games going to show up to show their games? That I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you if that is literally going to happen or not, because I do not have the answer to that. But I can tell you that there will be a push to have cool shit there for the people that want to come and see that cool shit. But will that translate to like demos of upcoming games? I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. But will that translate to like panels and events and concerts and that kind of shit? Yeah, they'll get that in. They'll get that going. These stickers are frustrating. I'll say that. But yeah, the source that IGN talked to said the information flow hasn't been great. I don't think anyone wants to be the first to go out there, which makes sense. Yeah, we'll see. Kat Bailey from IGN does have to disclose, much like I disclose, I have friends who work for Reed, and I should also say that I have been paid by Reed to work one New York Comic Con event. So I have been in the past once paid by Reed. So, take that with a grain of salt about what I said with that. They've also supported me greatly in all of my PAX endeavors. But Kat did did run US Gamer, which Reed owned at one time. So yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if anybody goes. Also, I did not know that Kat ended up at IGN, and I'm glad she ended up somewhere because she is nice. I imagine that she does not remember the conversation we had the last time I saw her because we were at a wedding reception, and some people at that wedding reception had consumed alcohol. So if she does not remember me, I would not be surprised. But we had a nice chat then. All right, let's put this neck on here. We're probably going to we're probably going to panel line this neck soon. But I'll probably just put together all of this and then, yeah, we're gonna do the neck here before I put or the neck piece in because that will make it harder to panel line. So we'll do that. We'll talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble. The men's Rumble was won by the number 30 entrant, Cody Rhodes. If they had not told us that Cody was coming back, I think that would have been cooler. But since we knew he was going to be competing in the Rumble, it was less cool. I am glad that a fucking Paul brother did not win. That Logan Paul did not win. That is great. That is just good for everyone, including me. A viewer of wrestling. Very happy about that. Who would I have wanted? I would have wanted Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn was not in the Rumble. I would have liked Sami. Cody makes sense. I'm not necessarily against that. I don't know. There's probably like a star on the way up that could have used it more, but it is headlining WrestleMania, and that means a lot. So maybe you don't want to necessarily put it on somebody else, whereas like Money in the Bank kind of is the better spot for somebody. So like I can see that, and I can agree with that sentiment that some people have. So I'm like, I'm not necessarily opposed to Cody Rhodes winning. The Women's Rumble was won by Rhea Ripley, which is the right call. Rhea is fantastic. She is the best part of Monday Night Raw, in my opinion. Does great work over there. Will be a strong opponent for either Charlotte Flair or who knows? Maybe someone will lose the belt by then. But either that or against Bianca Belair. Good promos for each. Good work for her. So I'm totally cool and happy with that outcome. I think that is that's good work on that end. I know some people were disappointed because Asuka came out wearing the clown makeup that she wore as Kana with and maybe with a little bit more of an aggressive attitude. But Asuka's always aggressive, so I don't necessarily believe that her attitude changed. We'll see. But some people were like, well, why put the face paint on if she's not going to win? And it's like, I don't know. Long-term storytelling? She didn't tell them she was going to put the makeup on. She did it as a way to get people to talk about her. There's like 100 reasons why. But I know some people who were like very mad that why bother doing something cool with Asuka if she's not going to win. It's just like, well, because Asuka doesn't fucking need to win to go to WrestleMania. Asuka can just be like good, and then things will happen for her. So it's like, I don't know. But it was Asuka should just do cool stuff. Yes, also Asuka should just continue to do cool stuff, and no one should stop her. One thing that I did like was Cody Rhodes was the number 30 entrant, and Rhea Ripley was the number 1 entrant, and that is fun. I think that is fun and neat that that those are your winners. I think that is a cool bit of business. That is pretty neat for that. So overall, I am fairly happy with those two winners. More things happened that night. Booker T was one of the big surprises in the men's Rumble. I didn't necessarily love that, but that's fine. Edge came back, which was neat. He's not done with the Judgment Day. Beth Phoenix came back, did not compete in the Rumble, but did make her presence known. We like that. With fucking ridiculously cool hair. We like that. Chelsea Green is back, who you may not know. You may know Chelsea Green from her time in NXT and her brief run on the main roster before she got injured. Came back, got injured again. Was released 2 different times. She's back. Has the new record for the fastest elimination in Women's Rumble history. And that's fun. You may know her as the wife of Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder. Rumors persist that Zack Ryder is going to be back in the fold at some point. But yeah, she's back. So that's fun. Good for her. Get that payday. Don't work too hard. Sounds fun. Let's see. One bit of bullshit. So Elias came in with a guitar, which got broken. That's fine. That should happen. Later in the women's match, Xia Li came in with a staff, like a bow staff, and the referee stopped her from bringing it into the ring. But no referee stopped Elias, and that's bullshit. Double standards. Misogyny. Nonsense. Capcom got a big ad bump for the jury cosplay announcers reading off the names and terms they had on hand. Yes. We did have Zelina Vega, who is going to be a guest commentator in the game, Capcom Street Fighter 6. Will have a mode where you can have guest commentators, a bunch of different ones, and one of them will be Trinidad, who goes by the name Zelina Vega. And Selena came out in jury cosplay. And how I knew immediately that this was some sort of ad deal between the two companies was the fact that Michael Cole said the name jury, which he would not have known otherwise, because there's no fucking way Michael Cole knows anything about Street Fighter outside of maybe Chun-Li and Ken and Ryu. Maybe he knows another name. Maybe he knows Guile. But, like, I can't imagine he knows Jury's name, and the fact that he was able to say anything about it. Lord Crashington, there have been weapons in many Royal Rumbles, because there is no disqualification. So you can bring weapons in. There's nothing to stop you. It's just that people don't. But yeah, you can set up a table in there. You can bring in trash can lids and all kinds of stuff. There have been hardcore elements to Rumbles in the past. It's just generally not done. But there's nothing to stop somebody. As I'm saying, the referee was out of order and out of line. She should have brought it in the ring and had someone knock it away. Yes. If it had been taken away from her, that would have been, I think, better. But it just didn't make sense. Don't do the Elias spot if you're going to do the Xia Li spot. That's what I'm saying. Anyway. Pat McAfee is back. Pat McAfee, who I don't necessarily always agree with on his politics and philosophies and his friendship with a certain complete nonsense idiot football player. But as a broadcast man, as a commentator, as a color commentator, I really like Pat McAfee. And Pat was doing a thing. I know Pat fucking follows the product and knows what's going on. But Pat approached Saturday night from the perspective of someone who hadn't been following the product. And he asked questions. And the Royal Rumble is a great time for someone to ask questions and not be a know-it-all. Because there are people who don't tune into a lot of events, but they like the Royal Rumble. So maybe they were just like, hey, what's going on with this thing? Hey, what's going on? What's happening in this women's match? So he can be like, hey, Corey, you got some weird people over there on SmackDown, huh? I think that's totally fine. He's like, Pat McAfee could be like LA Knight. I know him from NXT. And, you know, like, or, and last time I saw LA Knight, he was wearing some nice gear because, of course, he had a different gimmick briefly. So he's able to say stuff like that, which I thought was interesting. I thought that was a fun perspective to have of just the person who's like, I have some questions for you guys. That was a good bit of business. Did I like the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match? Yes, I did. Look, do I love 5-star wrestling classics? Do I love clinics? Do I love people working their ass off, putting on great matches with excellent visual flair and drama and great mat work and work ethic and all of that? It tells a story and connects with the audience and has highs and lows and builds to a lovely conclusion and tears the roof off the place. Of course I love that shit. I also like the idea of a match where everyone is wearing paint or has gear that glows in the dark, and someone put on spooky body paint that you didn't see when he came to the ring, but then once the black lights came on, he looked creepy and weird. I like that shit a lot. And then, like, a weird man fell off a height and then fire went off, and he didn't elbow drop onto a person because he couldn't see because of the mask he was wearing, but for safety reasons, that's a good call, and I think that's the way to go. Man, that shit was stupid in the way that I really like it. The Pitch Black match, the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match, fucking ruled, and I know that people hated it, and I know that people were like, this isn't wrestling, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, fine, okay. I like good wrestling too. This was not the worst match of the night. I think that was the next one. I think it was weird. I think it was fun. It is a loss for a up-and-coming wrestler and not the best for LA Knight. LA Knight, I don't think, gets the biggest rub off of this. Which I can understand, people who are upset with that. But I don't think losing this match hurts as much as losing a different match with a different performer. I also don't think LA Knight's going to rack in a bunch of wins. Because LA Knight, for my money, Eli Drake should be thrilled that he is not still the manager of a fashion-based tag team. And that he is LA Knight again. Because his main roster run was don't wrestle anymore and be the manager of a repackaged comedy gimmick that are barely going to ever win matches. To which they brought in another person to be his second in. Like, the idea that eventually became him breaking free from that and being able to be LA Knight again is great for him. And I think he's aware of that he lucked out. We're going to put the backpack on here. Sometimes you don't do the backpack until late in the game, but this one's just like, nah, it's part of the chest. You can put the backpack on here. That'll be fine. We'll just do that there. We'll just give this a little bit of paint. Put that on there. A little marker, I should say, not paint. Get it on there. The match that sucked the most because it did not have any time and it did not have much of a build. And it did not feel like these two wrestlers gel well together, was the Raw Women's Championship match. Bianca Belair defending and winning against Alexa Bliss. This had to be back-to-back because of the amount of matches on the card that were not the Rumbles. But it being back-to-back with the Bray match where Uncle Howdy is involved in both storylines, but not Bray. Which is bad. All of it is bad, and it combined into a... Nobody believed that Bliss was going to beat Belair. And then it was also for, like, the story isn't done, which it kind of needs to be. They got to pull the... Look, you can be spooky and take your time with shit, but they gotta fucking make some moves. I hope there were some moves with that tonight, because that was a bad... That's a bad use of your fucking champion, and a bad use of your wrestler to have that match happen on one of your big shows. Okay. I don't know which version we're doing here. I think I want to do the visor. Do I want to do the visor or the eyes? I'm going to look here. So we're going to do one head or the other head. We got two heads here, and I don't think you can do both of them, so I'm going to pop both of these out, and we're going to take a look at this. Because we'll actually get into that, because there's going to be a bunch of stickers to put on and all kinds of things. But we'll look at this in a moment. But I want to compare the two faces to kind of see which one we're going to do here. Because I don't know. And then we'll take a pause for the cause. Then we'll talk about some anime and some manga. Okay, so this is a visor. And then this one is going to be without the visor, but you get the eyes. So let me see. Is that just a sticker? If we do that? Oh, D1. Okay. That's the visor. I think I want the visor. Ooh, and we got two colors here, so then we're going to do the red. Visor eyes like in the picture. Yes, there is the visor that goes over the eyes. Thank you, Black Comet, for that. Yeah, I think we want to do the visor version because it's the cool, look, here's the thing, right? We got this cool clear plastic. We want to use the colored clear plastic because I think that's going to be neat. So we will do that. We will do the this version, which is the A34, instead of Q3. I may change my mind. I can totally do that if pushed. But I think we're gonna do the Arius mode of that. Yeah, or the normal mode. Yeah, the Arius mode, which has the clear, and we will use the red clear instead of the green clear because I think that goes with the choices we're making of using the red stickers. Yeah, so I think we'll do that. But yeah, I think we've got this piece of equipment here, this visor, and that's just going to look cooler than if we did it with... well, we have to put a sticker on anyway, but I'm going to pop this off because I haven't put stickers on here, but I think that's going to look cooler. Again, we do have to put a sticker behind this, which I didn't do yet. We got to put some stickers on this kit, but we will do that before we put this on. But that looks neat, and I would rather have that on there than just a face. We might as well have a cool visor on there. But yeah, we got to put some stickers on this kit, so we will do that. Don't you worry. I'm gonna pop this off here. I think I'm gonna use the. I should not have put this on. That's my mistake. Oop. Okay, let's see. If I put it in here. Yeah, there we go. Pop that right off. Great. So we'll get to that in a second. We're also gonna zoom back a little bit here. We can be closer, but we don't need to be that close. We'll probably talk a little more wrestling at the end. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the dance button. Sure, I'll say that. While I do that, we'll dance a little bit here. I'll jump over here. I will just say, the story, it probably took too long to get there. But Sami Zayn hitting Roman Reigns with a chair. Jey Uso walking away. Sami Zayn getting hit with a chair a whole lot in response, getting beat up again. Pretty much things happened. I'll find out more about what happened tonight after the stream, but things are happening. Things are necessary to happen. What does this mean for Sami Zayn? Does he get a title shot at Elimination Chamber, which is, of course, or does he get entry into Elimination Chamber to then get a title shot at WrestleMania? I don't know. I don't know what it means for him, but we're making moves, and of course, Elimination Chamber will be in Montreal, so that will be huge for the Canadian-born Sami Zayn. And also Kevin Owens, who I imagine will take a break, although maybe he appeared tonight. But if I was Kevin Owens, I would get a break. Because that pop's going to be big for Mr. Owens. Very big. Anyway, now's the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you about ways you, that's right, you, can support the channel. There are various ways you can do that. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue Emote if you're a Tier 2 subscriber. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here. It allows me to continue to do fun things like purchase model kits and Lego sets to build on stream. This is a premium Bandai kit, which I was able to purchase with your generosity. So I appreciate that very much. But yeah, throw those emotes in the chat. Let the people know that is an easy way to support me financially. All the things that we talk about here are optional. You don't have to do any of these things. If you would like to do them, you're more than welcome to. It would be really nice, but you don't have to. But I would like to see those emotes in the chat, because those emotes are the thing you get for your subscription. Cash money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you link that with your Twitch. You can use that. You could gift a sub. We've had Heavy Duty gift a bunch of subs as a belated Christmas gift, which was lovely. And Lysandus and Aristophan also gifted subs, which is great of them. We appreciate that. We've had bits and coins from Harold and from Ironhide the Fourth, which is lovely. Bits and coins always appreciated. I have alternatives. I just put up a video yesterday on my Patreon for all of my patrons. The $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier patrons all got a cool Q&A. The only exclusive thing I make is the Q&A video I make for my patrons. Nobody else sees those except for patrons, which is nice. One time I made it available for everybody as a way to advertise the Patreon. I will never do that again. There should be I should do something to advertise the Patreon, but it won't be that. Also, I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. And over on my YouTube, you can subscribe for free, and I would love it. I post videos all the time over there. You can check that out at youtube.com/PatBaer. Also, there's a membership there. $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos, because I do a new video every Wednesday. You get that on Tuesday. So if you want to see a video that I recorded tonight, and you want to see it tomorrow, instead of waiting till Wednesday like everybody else, jump on the YouTube. And also, those are monthly ways to support me. There's, of course, a one-time donation. If just once in a while you're like, Pat, I want to help you out. You just want to throw me a bone or two, you could do that through Coffee or PayPal or Stream Elements. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps me out. Through Patreon, through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and with that fund, I buy model kits. Kits like this. Kit like that Lego set that I just finished building tonight. Now, I have a backlog of things that I would be happy to build. This was from the backlog. The Red Rider was from my backlog. The way to say, Pat, don't build off your backlog. Instead, build this, is to buy the thing that I will be building next from my Amazon wish list. Because if you buy something on my wish list, it jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I build, and it make a dedicated video about the thing that you purchased. I've got Lego sets. I've got model kits, inexpensive kits, more expensive kits, kits with free shipping. The Gundam Virtues. I will say there's some high grades here that are reasonably priced for things on Amazon, which is nice. Like the Gundam Virtue is a good price. $24 is a good price for a high grade. The Hygog, a bunch of different things in there. The Lawda's Delanza, we built one Delanza. I got another Delanza in there. Some Lego stuff, as I said. Some kits that start getting more pricey, more expensive. A bunch of different things in there that I would be happy to build. And some gear at the bottom, because it's always nice to have a few gear options. Because sometimes people want to help me out, but they don't know. They don't want to buy a kit because they just don't know. So that's an option. If you want to buy me a model kit. Again, I make dedicated video, jumps the queue. I have alternatives to that. I have a Throne wish list. You can check that out there. There's some more gear there if you'd rather support Throne instead of Amazon. I totally understand. Respect to that. And then also USA Gundam Store. If you want to buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store, you get a gift card. You can send me a DM on Twitter because my DMs are open, or a whisper here on Twitch with that gift card code, and I would use that gift card code and buy something from USA Gundam Store, where I buy a lot of kits anyway because they're in Florida and I'm in South Carolina, and they don't take long to get to me. It's nice. So that's an option. If you want to support me and not spend a dime, you could join my Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. The Discord is a nice place full of great people. I got a couple of video links for you to check out. Today, I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club, and I would love for you to watch that video. Hit the, open the link that I'm putting in the chat, and then watch it after the stream, or just have it going. I don't know. Mute it and have it going. You can do that too. This is my guide to all 11 isekai that are out in this winter 2023 anime season. That's right. There are 11 new, returning, and continuing isekai. Do you want to argue that one of them isn't an isekai? Fine. You can make the argument in the YouTube comments if you want. I won't do it here. But there are 11 isekai out this season, and I talk about all of them. And if I'm watching them, or if I'm like maybe going to get caught up, or if I'm like definitely not going to watch them because I didn't watch it last season and it's a continuation and it seems fucking bad, or it's the season 2 of a show I didn't watch the first season of because it's bad. You know, you can see that. Baerly Rehearsed is a ongoing video series where I do a comedy piece that I have rehearsed at least once or twice or 3 times. It's barely rehearsed, but it is rehearsed. And this most recent one, it's the kind of guy that likes to take charge. It's the character, that was the character piece. The kind of person that likes to take charge for a fun thing. That has the line in this character piece that is, "Oh, you don't know me very well. This is me having fun." That's a line from it. The new one I have coming out on Wednesday, I think you'll like. It's fun. I enjoyed it. It was fun. That's coming up. And yeah, I think that's all the links that I need to share. We're going to talk about some manga, then we're going to talk about some anime. I'm going to put a bunch of stickers on this head and then panel line it after. We'll do the stickers first. And before we get back into doing that, I do need to take a drink of water, and then we will dramatically transition back to the overhead right now. Water. Pretty good. Manga. It's Manga Monday, everybody. This is the thing where I talk about a piece of manga, or a manga, not a piece of manga, one manga that I have been perusing. Let's put A33 in there. Something that I have been checking out that I am interested in, that I think maybe you would be interested in. So we'll talk about that in a second. Let me get A33 in. This is a series that I read all of, which is kind of rare for these. Usually I've read some of, but not all of. In this case, I have checked out all of this. So let's talk about the days after the hero's return. So this has been semi-popular a little bit. This is an isekai, but it doesn't involve fully, at least at the start of it, it does not focus on, I should say, the characters dealing with being isekai, right? It's not necessarily that story. Later, there are references to it, and we do start with the knowledge that this is a character who has been isekai. But he is not, at the very beginning, dealing with the fact that he is, in a different world. That does come up, but like I said, it is not necessarily... All right, 24 is the sticker we need there for the front of this, so we'll put that on there. It's more about what happens after you're back from this kind of excursion. And how do you relate to people where time has not really changed? And most importantly, what does it fucking mean that you have magic again? Why do you have magic again? And what the fuck? Why do you still have magic abilities in this world? You don't need magic. But what if you do need magic? What if your interactions with people lead you to believe that, hey, you actually do need it? So much so that you're like, oh, also, what if you like want to go back? Like there have been instances where it makes sense for you to go back, but the summoning circle is gone. Something happened to the summoning circle. Someone is trying to prevent you from coming back. What does that mean? Well, it means that you summon your dragon friend, who is also has a human form that is, of course, a lady. You summon your dragon friend, and your dragon friend can be summoned by you, and then your dragon friend can teleport you back. And she's also like, "Hey, why though? Why did you summon me? What's going on?" And so shenanigans take place. It's a whole lot of exploring like what it means to be a hero still, and what it means to come back. And shenanigans on both sides, and also there's some romance because you've got like various characters that he is like the princess who apparently had feelings for him, and he's just like, it is our status would not allow for that, but yo, you should have said something. Various things of that nature. It's a fun, breezy read. As I said, it's not an ongoing. It has finished, so if you wanted to get into it, you totally could and complete the whole thing. It's all out there. It's all available if that's something you're looking for. I put this on upside down, so I got to put it back on right. It's not my favorite book that I've ever read. I don't think it'll ever get a manga adaptation because, as I said, it's not manga, an anime adaptation because it is done. And generally, you're not going to, unless it's like an epic tale, you're probably not going to get that because it would sell, anime exists to sell the source material. And you can't really sell the source material if you don't have source material anymore, new material. If you've got a lot of old stuff, you can. That's not to say it isn't impossible. There have been adaptations of things that came out and were done, but usually those things have like reissues and like a lot of material. All right, so then I need 20 and 21, which are 20 and 21, which are these pieces here. There are going to be a lot of stickers on this kit because this kit needs color correcting. Also, as it did start from the ground up as a premium kit, I'm sure the Pale Rider, which I've never built a Pale Rider, I'm sure the Pale Rider has a lot of stickers as well. Also, some of these components are from the year 2013, and some of these components are from the year 2022, which is fun. But yeah, I was not getting premium Bandai kits in the year 2013, so I got the white and the black Rider last year because they looked neat, and the red Rider also looks neat, and so I picked that up because I wanted to have the third one. All right. Okay, we'll put the visor on. And then we'll wait and panel line everything once we get everything together. But we'll get this visor on there. So we're got the eyes there, and then we're gonna put the visor on over the eyes. Oops. And then we will put together the back of the head there and the middle components. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I just think why not? If we already have the visor, why not put the visor on? We did have the green option, but I think that clashes. I don't like that color combination. And maybe it would pop. I mean, we'll keep it. We could always put it on there and change put green eyes behind it. But I looking at that, I was like, nah, I don't think that's the way to go. I think you got to do. I think you got to go with the red visor, the ruby red. Just looks neat. And this is the Red Rider, y'all. So why not have it be a fun red color? And we just put that on there. Goes in like that. How do we do this? All right. So that is the anime that I wanted to talk about here. Oh, it goes like that. I got you now. There it is. That's the manga I want to talk about. Now it's time to talk about some anime. Let's talk about some anime. Buddy Daddies is a show I usually talk about on Saturdays, but because of getting everything ready for my earlier than normal Saturday stream, I could not do that. So I got B6 to put on there. Okay, I got to put B6 on, and then I need a 36, and there are more stickers to put on the back of this kit, which we'll be doing in a moment. Buddy Daddies. I've been enjoying the show. This is like we have Spy Family at home. But the last episode, I mean, the second episode, I was like, the third episode was like, okay, yeah. And this episode, again, more like, all right, they're going to have fun with this premise. They're going to be doing some interesting things with this. I'm going to give them more episodes. I'm enjoying where we're going with this particular tale. So happy to be on board. So Miri is the child that these two assassin roommates have adopted. Roommates and partners. They've adopted this. They're basically like, all right, we're definitely going to help out this girl because we need to send her to daycare. We can't be looking after this child. It's preventing us from doing our jobs. We're in trouble with our boss anyway. Let's put her in a daycare. But one of us would have to have government like records and stuff to sign up for daycare, which is a thing they should have known about and seemed weird that they didn't. But yeah, they were like, oh no. So obviously they're assassins. They don't have that stuff. They forged some documents. And then they managed to enroll her, despite, some shenanigans there with Miri, like saying some stuff out loud that was luckily people didn't necessarily take as being real because that would have been bad for them. Kid stuff, kid conversation things that like they definitely didn't want her to say. All right, then I need 22. We got some tiny stickers to put on here. Very tiny stickers to go on the back of this head. It's very fun. Okay, so they're like, let's get her. Let's put some clothes, nice clothes and stuff, and it's just like kind of playing the two dad role. They're both kind of getting into this thing. They're kind of getting into the habit of thinking about her and thinking about their responsibilities. Kind of posing like they're wealthy. But kids immediately don't necessarily take to Miri, which is a bummer. They get another mission. But yeah, apparently these clothes make her stand out, and kids like think that she's stuck up or they don't want to approach her, which is a shame. So all the money they spent trying to make it seem like they care about their kid backfired because now kids don't want to play with her, and she's kind of depressed about it. It's a shame. So instead, they get like some clothes. They go like a cheaper place so that she can make some friends. And then she does. And then they redecorate the room to be her room, to give her officially room so she has some space. And it's the family unit is coming together. Will there be more shenanigans? Of fucking course there will be more shenanigans. But right now, we got like the family unit coming together, which is really cute and fun. So this was like light on action and light on assassin stuff, but it was high on like family time. And that's great. I think Buddy Daddies is, first off, obviously Buddy Daddies is very fun to say. Love saying Buddy Daddies. That's just a fun little thing to be able to put out there. It's just like a cute, fun show with fun characters. So, big fan of that. But also, there's a lot of heart in it, and we're getting some of that. We're getting some of the like these dudes, what it means to be like two dads. Look, would it have been better if these guys were in a relationship with each other? Yeah, but like I'd much rather they not do that than do it poorly, and I don't necessarily have confidence that they wouldn't fuck it up and make it really stereotypical and weird. So, I'm happy it's not. I mean, it still could get weird because it is an original story. It's not based on anything, so I can't look at the source material and go, or, oh no, they should be able to pull this off. So, who knows? But right now, I'm enjoying it. And that's Buddy Daddies. And again, Buddy Daddies is fun to say out loud. Just a fun, you owe it to yourself. Say Buddy Daddies as you're watching this stream. You can say that in your house or apartment or at your work. Just whisper it in the bathroom because you don't want to say it at your desk. I understand. It's good. Handyman Saitou in Another World. So I don't go in depth on Handyman Saitou because it is. Oh, it just fell. Oh, okay. The other headpiece just fell, but I don't need that because we're not going with other headpiece. All right, so I'm going to try to take off some extra of this, the panel line stuff, my over inking without removing the stickers. That should be okay. And we'll just clean that up like that. And then I have to decide. Am I going to leave the safety nub? Let's see if I can panel line this nubbin. Handyman Saitou in Another World is like, it's so breezy because it is all very short little stories that like I don't have to say too much about it. There's a new labyrinth. They revitalized the labyrinth thanks to Saitou finding a new location. The Demon King and the King's Minister are the first two to delve in there. But they are attacked and temporarily killed. Saitou's group meets the kingdom's idol party because they're basically like, let's make a bunch of idols because the labyrinth, or the new section of the labyrinth, should facilitate more adventuring. But one of the solutions they had before this was, let's make a party of like idols so that people will be fascinated with adventuring, which we learned earlier. So they run into them. They run into another duo, and there's a rivalry and a fight. And then because he's found in this, he had originally found like other things, like one of those cleaning robots. He's found some stuff in here. We're going to work on the right arm of this kit right now. He's found some stuff that like, he's not the first person from his world to end up in this fantasy world. And he finds artifacts from all different kinds of cultures on Earth. Like, it's like a collection of them in this cave. Then they get attacked, and they get saved. And they get saved by Gabungle, which is just a fun thing to say, who was apparently Morlock's former student, pupil. So that's like, oh. So yeah, we're interconnecting a bunch of smaller stories. But yeah, the idea that like, I'm appreciating that this show is exploring a little bit of like, even if we're not going to be like, why did he get summoned here? What the fuck's going on? Like, we haven't gotten super deep into that, but we are at the very least exploring like some of the whys and kind of like filling in some of the gaps there. And I can appreciate that. And then I only have one more to talk about, which is the Iceblade Sorcerer shall rule the world. I don't know if I'm going to keep watching this, but Monday has kind of been my day for like, try a show that I haven't checked out yet. That's kind of been the thing that I've been doing lately is like, let me take a look at this. Like, you know, it's like a Sunday afternoon or something. I'll like pull up a show that I haven't checked out and see if there's something there that I'm like interested in learning about. Down there. And that show this time was the Iceblade Sorcerer shall rule the world. Spoiler alert, we learn it by the end of this episode. The Iceblade Sorcerer is Ray White, who is the newest enroller in the Arnold Academy of Sorcery. I wrote it down because it's not a fantasy name, and that's why I love it. I love the name, the Arnold Academy of Sorcery is like cool. It's just like, I don't know. There's just something about that name that I really like, and I can't fully like explain why I'm so invested or interested in that name. We got a big sticker here. We got a big cover sticker for this. We're gonna make the underside of this gray. This is probably an unnecessary color correcting sticker. We probably don't have to worry about this. So if we mess it up, we can always just pull that off. But we'll at least try it. We'll at least try to get it going here. There we go. We'll at least put this on. If, you know, sometimes the bendy stickers I don't do a perfect job with. So anyway, Ray was a commoner, so he's immediately treated with hostility. Like, why is this commoner here? Why would he be here? What is he doing here? All the usual nonsense. Okay, so how does this go on? Sorry, give me a second here. This goes here. This is covering up this part here. So it's going to go like that. Okay. I have to... This is a sticker that has to do a lot of bending and folding. All right, I think that looks okay. I'm not going to say that I nailed it, but I think it looks all right. We'll panel line this, and then we'll put on the attachment piece. But let's panel line this now while it is easier to do. We are using brown for the red parts, because that goes well. And then we will be using gray for the white parts here. And black for the orange and the gray of the arms, if any of the arms are showing. Let's do that. That is the color scheme I generally go with for things like this. So we got Ray. He's a commoner. There's a lot of hostility from like Albert, who is like the easy, like, this guy is actually not going to be a big deal, but eventually maybe he will be a big deal, or he'll be a friend. Who knows? One of the members of nobility he does immediately make friends with, which is Amelia Rose. Also, we learn immediately that Ray was in the war. Despite his young age, Ray was in the big war, but people don't know that here. Ray learns about the 7 grand sorcerers, 4 remaining completely anonymous. 1 is the president of the school and a researcher. And then there was a war, and the Iceblade Sorcerer vanished. Nobody knows anything about the Iceblade Sorcerer, which we know is Ray. That's Ray. Ray is struggling. And they give him the name, the Withered instead of Wizard, which is a fun play on words if you're an asshole, because he's struggling with magic, which is weird, but that's because he's holding himself back. Anyway, Ray meets a classmate who's an elf, and his roommate is obsessed with fitness, but they get along pretty well because Ray is toned from all that years fighting and staying fit. So they get along well. And there's another noble, and a couple nobles. Immediately, this first episode, they're just like, okay, well, here are his friends, and here are the people that, like, are too high status but like him, and here are the people that don't. And, like, it's a lot where they just throw, and his roommate, you think his roommate is a muscle-bound person, wouldn't like him, but because they're both toned, like, they can appreciate each other and all this. And it's just like, it's working really hard to really get you to, like, vibe with this, setting and all the people in it. And maybe it could have been, I don't know, a little fucking slower in introducing all this. Also, Ray attends a meeting with the principal. Who was his commander during the war. That's one of the reasons why Ray is there, because the principal is just like, yeah, all right, I'll let you come here and do this stuff, which is convenient for the story that we're telling. Let's see, what else happens? During a dueling practice, Albert, the shitty noble that we met, attempts to, humiliate and defeat, put in his place Ray. But turns out, hey, guess what? Ray is a great swordsman, even if his magic upkeep isn't that good, which we've shown that he struggles with magic. Turns out Ray is a great swordsman and easily defeats Albert. And Abby reveals to us, the audience, unnecessarily to us, the audience, in case we did not know the name of the anime, the Iceblade Sorcerer shall rule the world. Hey, guess what? Ray's the missing sorcerer. Ray's the Iceblade Sorcerer that we've heard so much about. Now, why can't he use magic? We'll learn later. why you can't use Manga. I've read some of this manga. I gave up on it. I don't necessarily think I'm going to keep watching this. I wanted to see like if the vibe, like if I was like really feeling the vibe. There's a couple that like shows this season that I might pick back up, or like I watched like one episode of, and I might like dive back in. Like I don't think it's this one. I don't think you'll see me covering this show again. But I like the idea that I'm, you know, of checking it out, of checking out these shows. I might go back to like Reborn to Master the Blade because it's totally watchable. I kind of let that slip, but I might go back to that because it is just like an easy watch of like this guy died. He was the Sword King, and he got reincarnated as a girl, and now she's like following the way of the sword, and very happy to fight people. So like that one might be something that I come back to. I don't know. We've got some time left on the stream to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? What are you playing right now? What's got you going? What's got you excited? Is there anything happening in your world of video games or TV or anything like that? Watching any anime? Watching any of the shows I'm watching or other stuff? Like you're just like, Pat, I still can't believe you're not watching Trigun, the new Trigun. She was just like, I hope you're liking it, but you know, not for me. But yeah, let me know. I'm not good. Again, I will not stream it because I am not good at it. But it turns out I am fairly okay at some of the world of assassination in Hitman. The freelancer mode, I am having a lot of fun with freelancer. It is something, again, that I am not pretending to be good at, but I am enjoying it quite thoroughly. Just trying to get through it, trying to get as much as I can, trying to like find my ways, and like the maps that I don't play that often, trying to remember where anything is, and the maps that I do play often, trying to like figure out how to do it with the limited information and like some new people that are around and the slight changes they make to it, which very much can change the gameplay. I'm really enjoying it. And then like, well, I have a sniper rifle. I don't need to kill any guards, but well, there is a mission to kill 5 guards in this for bonus. So let me complete the mission and hide the body. And now let me go near an exit and try to take out some guards and then get away, and just stuff like that. Like I'm having fun with it. If you've been meaning to get back into Hitman, I think this is a great time to get into Hitman because it is just like fucking fun. It's just very fun right now. The world assassination stuff, freelancer mode. Lord Crashington finished Extraordinary Attorney Woo, which I believe you said was on Netflix. And it's fantastic. Lots of Korean drama and wholesome moments. Nice, yeah. You seem to be gung-ho about that, and I'm glad that you finished it and you enjoyed the whole thing. That's really fun. If anybody else has anything that they're watching or playing or experiencing or anticipate, like tomorrow night, we're gonna check out the Tomb Raider special pack for Power Wash Simulator. That's tomorrow night's stream. The Tuesday night stream is Power Wash Simulator. And I'm very excited to get into that and find out what that actually is going to entail. So that's the thing I'm anticipating for tomorrow, because I think that'll be silly and fun. I hope that'll be cool to go into, and I haven't really picked up Power Wash Simulator since we finished it on stream, so that'll be kind of chill to go back to. Excited for the new Power Simulator maps. Says Lord Crashington, clear glass is the highlight. Yes, they finally made clear glass. I hope it doesn't chug some systems. My system should be okay, but I can imagine that being rough for some people. Last says finally got through Skypiea. This is talking about One Piece. Think I didn't hate it as much because I didn't have to pay full attention to it. Also, they seem to have gone through it faster, on the verge of getting into the HD era. Skypiea, no, I think just Skypiea just picks up its pace. I think that is what you're feeling. You just felt it like it had momentum. It's slow going, and then once it like finally gets into some big fights, it wants to have those big spectacles. But yes, you're almost in the HD era there. Aristophan says, I've been playing a cute little puzzle platformer called Amo. Free on PlayStation Plus Premium. Short and sweet. That's OMMO. Omo. Or Omno? OMNO. Okay, Omno. All right, I think I have heard someone talk about that. It may have been a Waypoint. It would make sense if it was someone on Waypoint talking about that. Oh, this is Q1. I don't want that. This is the old ARM parts. I don't want this. Don't need that. I want 2 on this side. I don't need that part. I need this part. I need A2, and then I need Q1. There will be some leftover parts on this kit because we are doing the modern update version, so it is adding some new stuff. Basically, we're doing this part here because the other side of it, there's something that is meant to have you peg something in, and we don't need that for this kit, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, that sounds fun. I'm glad you have a fun little game there to check out. I mean, I'm still playing Hearthstone. You know me. I'm still on Hearthstone. Still playing my wacky decks, having a good time with that. I have enough gold for the mini set. When the mini set expansion comes out, I will have 2,000 gold for that, which is great. And I have enough gold beyond that I can start getting some other shenanigans going, which I'm looking forward to. My favorite tag team in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is in the finals of the Princess Cup tag tournament. My favorite team, of course, being Shoko and Hyper Misao, because Shoko is a fun, wolf character wrestler girl who is very good at wrestling, but also can be very funny. And Hyper Misao has one of the best gimmicks in professional wrestling in that she is a local superhero. She is like your neighborhood superhero. She's Mugen fighter, like a Mugen rider, like a Kamen Rider kind of like style pastiche, but more like Mugen in One Punch Man, in that she's doesn't have superpowers, but she's trying to be cool. And also she cheats, even though she is supposed to be a superhero. She still does cheat to win and is very funny. And also, wrestling is she did a long interview, I believe last year, about how she was a depressed kid and suicidal, and how wrestling is the thing that she discovered and is the first thing that she had picked for herself. She says that it was the first thing that she was like, I want to do this instead of just going with the flow. And wrestling is the thing that she loves doing, and she is great. And I'm very happy that she is in the finals. I don't know what her and Shoko's chances are against Miyu, whose whole gimmick is that she's a fucking badass and cool as hell and just a tough, awesome broad, and just fucking dope. And Miyu's tag partner, Maki Ito. And I could definitely see Miyu and Maki winning this cup. But I don't know for sure that the winners of this tournament are going to get a title shot against the tag champions. But if they are, then Hyper Misao and Shoko are a better challenge for the Wastelanders, because they're giant foreign heels, they're monster heels, and I think comedy wrestlers going up because that was funnier than, or more interesting than I mean, Maki Ito is comedy-ish. Sorry. She's going to have her way to add to her mood set, but one of her signature moves is a headbutt. So she is still silly in many ways. Also, Maki Ito started towards the end of last year. She started incorporating the Randy Orton's you have your feet on the second rope, and I'm going to give you a DDT. She started doing that move, which I think is very funny. She does Randy Orton's DDT. That's just very silly to me that she would make that one of her moves. I think that's great. All right, we're almost done with this arm, which is lovely. Nice to have that. But yeah, if anybody else is playing anything, watching anything that you want to give me a heads up on, I do like hearing from people. Ooh, I missed that this needs a polycap. I was like, why does this arm not sit right, or the shoulder not sit right in here? It's because I was missing something. All right, and put that there. Got to put this in here. So yeah, tomorrow night, checking out Power Wash Simulator at the usual 9 p.m. Tomorrow I get to go, hey, guess what, folks? I'm going to eat Arby's tomorrow for lunch because there is an Arby's that's almost directly across the street from the post office. So I'll be going to the post office to mail some stuff to my folks who are away so that they have some of the mail. And then I will treat myself. I will go to the post office and do all that. And then I will go across the street and get Arby's. Will I do that every time I go to the post office? No. Will I do it this time? 100% yes. I am definitely, totally 100% going to Arby's. And I'm excited to go. Because that's going to be fun. So that's tomorrow. My plan tomorrow is to do that. And then come back in time for Jeff Gersman's stream for his podcast recording and hang out for that. And do some modding in chat for that. Not that people are ever really a big deal, a big problem, but it's mostly just good to have some mods around. There it is. So that's my plan for tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, and I'll make sure, obviously, that I have the update and that it loads and works right for Power Wash Simulator. And then we will check that shit out. And we'll basically start... I'll load it up, make sure it works and is all loaded up, but we'll probably dive into that further, fully dive into that on tomorrow night. I won't spoil anything for myself on that, other than just knowing that it exists. I'm excited for it. Let's get a little bit of this next shoulder done here. We won't do too much of it, but we'll get some of it done. We got a little time left here. We're already making good progress on our friend here. We're already getting some good work on this kit, so that's nice. Nice to make some progress here. You can see on this, we do have a cool, the red here, the see-through pink, I should say. Our blade is see-through, which fucking kicks ass, and it'll pair with the weapon there. That's just cool. It's just I don't know what to say. That's just cool shit. It just looks neat. This kit just looked cool, and that's why I got it. It was reasonably priced for a premium Bandai kit. I already built 2 from the set. I am a sucker for big weapons. Y'all know that, big guns and all that. I do like big weapons on a mobile suit, and that also applies to a big old sword. He's telling me this kid's got a big old sword, then I am interested in taking a look. So, happy to have that. My backlog's got some good stuff in it. Sometime in February, I'll be getting the Heavy Gundam High Grade. That's another premium kit. March, getting the Quattros Rick Diaz High Grade. April, getting the Zeta Gundam, the 3 Zeta Gundam, and then the Gundam Rose in July, and then at some point, the Gundam Luff will come out. I don't know when that's coming out. That's a USA Gundam Store pre-order, but at some point, I'll get the Luff, and I'll be looking forward to putting that together as well. I do have the Ariel in my possession. It did not win the patron poll. I thought it might win the Patreon poll for my $10 patrons about what I should build next, but no. This kit won 2-1. 2 votes for that, 1 vote for this, I should say, and then 1 vote for the Ariel. So the people have spoken, and those people said, "No, Pat, build the Red Rider," which I'm fine with because this kit has lost several polls. So I am happy to put it together finally because I've had it for a bit. And usually when I get a premium Bandai kit and put it on the list, it immediately becomes like one of the next things I build, because the premium kits are usually pretty interesting. And that is a thing I can offer, which I don't normally get to offer, which is something a little unique and a little different, which is nice. I will tell you this, the Red Rider will do okay on my VODs, because people are looking for premium, like, coverage of premium Bandai kits, even though they will not necessarily enjoy me building Lego at the start of that video. They won't love that part. All right, I did not do as good this time as I did the last time, which is okay. We'll panel line that, and then we'll call it quits. I do have to, but we'll just get that going here. Gray. So yeah, Thursday we will be continuing this kit, normal stream time. Don't worry about that. Everything's cool. We'll have some stuff to talk about. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but by Thursday I will hopefully have some things. I like this, like, going on Kotaku and going on IGN and stuff and finding, like, video game news stories to talk about. I think we'll probably do a little more of that, because that's fun. And like, I go on Polygon or whatever and just look up what's in the news. I've enjoyed doing that a little bit lately. And of course, anime talk and all that. And maybe I'll have maybe stuff will happen, and I'll want to talk about what happened to me, this week. I will say, hey, I did have a conversation today with someone from a website. Like, it wasn't like a job thing, but it was a meeting about crowdfunding stuff. I'm not planning on doing any crowdfunding, but I was in conversation with people that work for a crowdfunding website, and it was nice to. They picked my brain a little bit. I said nice things about y'all and my community in general, and how it is atypical, because y'all are really nice. But yeah, that was a good conversation we had about a bunch of things, including including crowdfunding, small crowdfunding campaigns and stuff like that, because I have had some experience doing that. So it was nice to chat. But yeah, I said nice things about y'all. And I'll probably have a little more to say about Plamo Weekender, because when I see you next, it'll be the last stream of the month. And then on Thursday, I will have a new dance song, and we will hang out and relax and chat and do all kinds of stuff. I am going to end the stream there, though, because I am just rambling at this point. But we are going to end things with a raid. That is how we end every stream here. Always end with a raid. We're going to go find somebody doing cool shit out there that we want to go hang out with and give them some support and some love. So please stick around for that. Come along on this raid. Who will we be raiding? I don't know. I have to see who is doing stuff that we want to go hang out with. We got I don't know how long they're going to keep going. Yeah, I would say we would raid Rara, but Rara has been streaming since like sometime this morning, and I have no idea how long they're going to keep going. It's Monday. Hey, Mary's playing Dead Space. We raid Mary Kish on Mondays. I wanted to see who was doing stuff, but we all knew I was going to raid Mary, because we always raid Mary Kish, because Mary Kish is lovely and has a great community. So we're going to go give Mary a raid. Please come along on this. This Dead Space refurbishment, as was put in by, who said that? John Carpenter called it, instead of a remake, a refurbishment. And I thought that was really fun. So we're going to go hang out with Mary. Please come along on this raid. Mary rules, and you'll have a great time. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for spending some of your Monday night with me as I built Lego and model kits. That is a weird dream that I have fulfilled, that I get to do that so many times a week. Come back tomorrow for Power Wash Simulator, the Lara Croft Tomb Raider update, which is just weird to say, but it's true. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. And a goodbye to you, my friends who are watching the VOD.